This one drops in. And forget first hit of the year. He drives one. Deep left field. That goes Upton. Back near the wall. It's out of here. Touchdown. Oh, can you drink? A miracle.
Welcome to Sportztalk.
Welcome to Sportztalk. I'm Bob.
I'm Amit.
And today we're talking about the AAF. Amit, tell us, what does the AAF stand for?
American Alliance Football.
Of football, yep.
Yep.
All right, so what is it? Tell us.
It's basically a new league. It's like the second division of the NFL. It's players that didn't do that well in the NFL, or maybe they never played in the NFL because they're not that good. They go to the AAF and they have somewhere to play, basically. And some of them were players that already were in the NFL and they're coming back to the AAF, as I just said before. And some of them are like new players. They were in college, now they're going to the AAF, and maybe if they get better, an NFL team's gonna pick them. And
I think that would be every AAF player's dream is to get in the NFL. I mean, the league that's coming up next year or in 2 years, it was rebooted back in 2001, the XFL.
Yeah.
With the wrestling guy, what's his name, McMahon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he tried to do a football league, and he said every XFL player's dream was to get in the NFL. So, but these players are still talented, right? I mean, they're better. They're better than any college team because they're still.
Yes, they're professional players. Basically, just they're not in the NFL because in the NFL it's like the best of the best. Now in the AAF it's like not that good, but they're still talented, and they might get to the NFL again or for the first time.
Okay, and now there's 8 teams. And those would be the ones in Atlanta, Birmingham, Memphis, Orlando, Arizona, Salt Lake, San Antonio, and San Diego.
Maybe we can say now Arizona has 2 teams, the Cardinal from the NFL, and I don't know the name of the Arizona team of the AAF.
Yeah. Now, when I said Birmingham, I should have said Birmingham. Birmingham's how they pronounce it in England.
Really?
Yeah, I was like Birmingham. I was like, no. Even though I'm from the States. Birmingham. Yeah, in the States, Birmingham. But yeah. Now Atlanta and Arizona already have pro teams. So Atlanta has 2 pro NFL or 2 pro football teams. They said the other cities are possible places for NFL extensions. You're not big. Well, San Diego could support a team.
They used to have a team. Just they moved to LA.
Maybe Memphis, they have a basketball team. Orlando's got a basketball team.
Yeah.
Salt Lake, San Antonio all have NBA teams. So it's interesting. Now, Amit and I were looking at the map before the podcast, looking at these 8 cities. A couple of things we noticed. No teams in New England, in the whole Northeast, heavily populated part, no. Midwest, no. Really nothing across the northern part of the U.S.
Yes.
And other than San Diego, nothing. And that's like really Southern California. Nothing. You go up California, there's no other teams. Salt Lake was like... that probably went the northernmost.
Yeah.
So they're all kind of southern, basically south and then west, and it's just But I guess they picked him for a reason.
Yeah, and probably after this season, there are gonna be more teams that want to play in the AAF.
Whoa! If there's another season, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're gonna talk about that.
I think there's gonna be another season. I don't know, like if in a decade or something like that, their AAF will still exist. But one more season, I think they're gonna have one more season at least.
Okay. Now let's talk about the rules. I mean, it's more or less the same game, but there are a couple exceptions.
Yes. Well, first of all, there's no kickoff.
Yeah. Now they said a lot of fans don't like the kickoff in the NFL.
Yes, because it's like the game just started, but there's only like sometimes when they score a touchdown in the kickoff, like the guy runs 100 yards.
Yeah, they said there's where a lot of injuries happen too. The kickoff.
Yeah.
I personally like the kickoff.
I like it.
For me, just starting off, like was it on the 25?
Yes.
would be just kind of weird. I felt like I was late to the game. Like, oh, I missed the kickoff.
Yes.
But, okay, what are the other changes?
It's not that big, like,
Yeah.
no kickoff. And the other changes, one of them, it's overtime.
Okay.
Now, this overtime, it's really weird. Well, not weird, it's just different.
You can say weird.
Yes.
If you're used to NFL,
Yes,
then this would
it's
be
weird.
weird to you.
Okay, so each team only get the ball once. And the one, like, they start in the 10-yard line and, 10 yards away from the touchdown, like, from the end zone, I'm sorry. And the one that scores a touchdown first wins the game.
The one that went that really each one gets a
one time and.
Now what happens if they both score? Do they do it again?
No. The first one to score wins, but like if the first team doesn't make it and the second team also doesn't make it, it's a tie.
But what if the first team scores? Does the other team get a chance?
Oh no, it's the game finishes there.
Who determines who gets to go first?
Coin toss.
Oh no!
Basically, a coin toss
Can decide
the game.
Okay, whose idea was that? Bad idea.
Yes, it's a bad.
I think that leaves fans with a bad taste.
Yes, like we just lost the coin toss, so we're losing the game. It's just luck, so.
It's like, okay, so, and then okay.
Well, in the Super Bowl or in any playoff game, you can't tie there.
Yeah.
If in the overtime nobody scores, so basically if nobody scores, nobody wins, coin toss. That's the one that decides who wins or who loses.
But
now in baseball, they don't mind having 20 to 30 innings to finishing the game, but you can't tie in baseball. I think they should implement that in the NFL.
When you say that they determine the winner of a game in NFL, they can't by a coin toss. You mean coin toss to see who gets to go first?
Yes.
Okay, I think maybe just heads you win.
No.
Okay.
But in the Super Bowl or in any playoff game, like the one that wins go home and the other one advances. If in the overtime nobody scores, there it's coin toss and you win or you lose.
Like this whole idea of a tie, that doesn't make I know that you can tie in hockey, I believe. Like you can tie in soccer, which was a lot of people in the States. They're like, yeah, soccer you can tie. So it's like a kiss from your sister, a tie. You're like, oh, what's up with that? Who wants to tie? I know that football fans nobody wants a tie.
Yes.
It's like
nobody won, nobody
lost. I felt like I just wasted.
The game didn't finish.
It didn't count. Like I know it can count point systems in soccer, but it just doesn't. I guess they're trying to be different for different sake, but come on.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about talent. I've heard that actually some of the coaches are the biggest names.
Yes. Well, and I was talking before we're recording this that maybe some players that are in the NFL or were in the NFL might come back or are coming back. Well, Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
He's coming to the AAF and
bringing his crazy partying ways.
Yes, I'm happy for him because his career was over technically.
Was it? No, he was
before. No, when he was in the CFL, the Canadian Football League. Now maybe an NFL team wants him if he plays well in the AAF. So I'm happy.
I don't think the Browns are going to ask him back.
No.
So, Johnny, don't wait by the phone for the Browns to call.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Okay. Especially since the Browns are looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Nathan Peterman?
Well, he's probably the worst quarterback that has ever played in the NFL.
Now, hold on. The worst quarterback?
He played 2 seasons with the Bills.
Yeah.
and he had like I don't know the exact numbers, but were like 12 interceptions and 6 touchdowns, something like that.
Okay, yeah, not a great ratio to have, but
Yes.
so you think he may go to the AAF?
Yes, maybe because maybe he's the worst quarterback in the that has ever played in the NFL. But remember, he's still a professional player. He's better than all of the United States, like the college or the
All the college quarterbacks who didn't get drafted.
exactly, or all the other people that play like in high school leagues. Or,
Yeah.
like maybe they get to be better than him, but right now, no. So maybe an AAF team wants him like for one season to see if he'll play well or not, and maybe he stays in the AAF, or if he plays well in the AAF, he might come back to the NFL.
What about Mr. Take a Knee during the anthem?
Colin Kaepernick.
So he's been out of the action for a while. Do you think he's itching to get back into the game, and this could be?
He wants to play back.
Will he take a knee before the national anthem in the AAF? I mean, I assume they're going to play the national anthem.
Yeah.
Or maybe they won't. They want to avoid that controversy.
Maybe.
But if they did play the national anthem, would Kaepernick be like, "I'm taking a knee," and they're like, and the AAF's like, "Great, this again."
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick, even though he's a very controversial quarterback, he took the 49ers to a Super Bowl. I think he took them to a Super Bowl and everything. He's a talented quarterback. His last season in the NFL weren't that good, but I think he could be really good at the AAF. So, if I would be the owner or the coach of an AAF team, I would try to get him.
Okay. And what about maybe aging NFL players who maybe they're still good,
Yes.
but they're not going to start? Like, let's say in a couple of years, Eli Manning.
Yes, he's gonna be pretty old, so the Giants are gonna need to cut him
Or maybe,
trade him, and maybe if there's like only 3 seasons or 2 seasons left for him, there's no NFL teams that want him, so maybe an AAF team can try to get him.
All right, very good. Let's move on to the bigger picture of, will the AAF help football? Well, I guess we need to define what do we mean when we say help football?
Yeah.
Make it more popular?
Yes. I don't think it's gonna make it more popular, but it's gonna help like young players or any other player in the NFL. Because look, a new league of football means more football.
Mm-hmm.
So it might get more popular, but I mean I don't think that much because we have the NFL or college football already.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe a player can get really famous, not because of the AAF, but can get famous because he was in the AAF and now he's playing in the NFL.
It's like a stepping stone. Like,
Exactly. It's more football, and that helps a lot the players. So
okay, well, kind of the more football question or aspect brings us to our last major point. The AAF, will it last?
I think it will last because, look, AAF and NFL, they're like...
But can you oversaturate the market? It's like, because I was reading an article where it said, okay, you got college football, and you got NFL football, and you said, but it's good for fans to have kind of some breathing room.
Yeah.
The anticipation of, like, waiting, like, and then once the training begins, but, fans are kind of left,
Yes,
like...
I think it will last because...
How long? When you say will last, you mean will last?
like, it will last at least... I don't know how much it will last, actually. It depends on how many support the league gets from the NFL, because...
Well, the NFL seems to be behind the league, but...
Because, look, the highlights of the game, because it's not that easy to watch here in Costa Rica, an AAF game, they're all in the NFL YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So, they're like brothers. Like, the NFL is the big brother of the AAF, and it's helping him.
And the AAF is like the short stepbrother.
Exactly.
Who one day wants to be like Big Bro, but is not sure. All right, let me ask you this. Let's say you happen to be, you go to Orlando,
Yes.
you know, to hit the theme parks, or you happen to be in San Antonio or somewhere. And you're like, there's an AAF game. Would you go to one?
Yes, because I don't think the entrances would be that expensive like in NFL.
You're suggesting the NFL is expensive?
No, not at all. And so, I was watching one of the highlights of a game, and it's fun to watch actually. Like, there were a lot of long passes, and the game I was watching finished 32-17, and the one that had 17 points was winning at the beginning, and then they started playing worse, and the other team got better. So it was a fun game. So I think I could go to one.
Interesting. I want to go to an NFL game in London. They said those tickets sell out quickly. I'm sure.
Yes,
I'm sure they're super expensive.
It's even though it's not the best football you can watch, it's still football and it's not boring.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably.
So it's better than college football, but college football has that whole built-in system of fans.
Yes.
From the school, my dad graduated from the University of Tennessee, and he still roots for them, even though they've been horrible the last couple of years. But you have, especially in the Southeast, the SEC, the Southeastern Conference, where Alabama and some of those big names. I mean, it's probably the most competitive league in the U.S. I mean, of college
football stadiums, even though they're not cooler than the NFL stadiums, most of them have more seats and everything because they are full in every game because of all the fans from the school,
you get the students, the alum,
and the one that already graduated still want to watch them. So,
I mean, I remember going to games. I know that University of Tennessee, and then I think it was, I can't remember the school was in Michigan.
Yes.
They were competing they were one-upping each other for how many they could hold their stadium. One would build more. There's 110,000 people. Yeah. And it's you see some of these European soccer games are 80,000. I can't remember, Madrid or Barcelona took a tour of the stadium, the soccer team.
Yes.
It was nice, but I was like, guys, I've been to games where there's 30,000 more people.
Yes.
So I don't know. It's you're going to have hardcore football fans who can't get enough of it, who are going to love the AAF.
Yeah.
But are there enough of them?
I was talking to a friend that said, I went to a game that had 40,000 people. So I'm like,
what game was he talking about?
What soccer game?
Wait, where?
I think it was in Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, maybe that's a lot for a soccer game. But have you ever watched the football game? The stadium of a football game, they're 100,000 seats. I'm not exaggerating.
What did your friend say?
He said, oh, that's a lot.
I mean, how many does the National Stadium of Costa Rica hold? It's 35, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a big stadium.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, very good. Any other lingering thoughts, fears, doubts about the AAF?
I'm pretty clear about.
Do you have a favorite team?
No.
No.
I don't know the names of the team.
I don't either. Okay, well then we'll just have to. When does the season end?
The AAF probably is not as long as the
Well,
NFL
yeah.
football league. It's not the season's not long, but it's probably shorter.
Okay, so we can kind of as we
because there's
continue.
only 8 teams, so it's 2 divisions.
Yeah, as we continue podcasting, we can kind of keep up on the progress of the AAF. I'm interested in the ratings too, how they're doing. All right, well, this is all for now. Join us next week for another interesting topic.
Yes.
You'll just have to stay tuned to see what it's going to be about. See you guys later.